Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says, there is not a single servant that makes wudu before he sleeps. Yani he sleeps upon wudu. Except that Allah Azza wa Jal sends to him an angel that sleeps with him. Yani this angel accompanies him, fi shi'arihi, he's stuck to his hair, on his body. Hadith sahih. And that the hadith would say, لا يستيقظ ساعة من الليل. This person doesn't move, any movement he does at night, except that the angel will say, listen to what he says, Allahumma ghfir li'abdika fulan. Oh Allah, forgive such and such a person. Why? Because he slept upon purity, he slept upon wudu, upon ablution. This is the purpose of wudu. So when you finish al wudu, what are you supposed to say after finishing the wudu? Well, there is 2 ahadith and 2 dhikrs that are narrated. Number 1, famous and common one, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh, Allahumma ij'alni min at-tawwabin wa ij'alni min al-mutatahhirin. A dhikr that is made up of 3 sentences. The first one is, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. This is called kalimatul tawheed in Islam. This first sentence, it cleanses your heart from a shirk. It cleanses the heart from all kinds of shirk. The major shirk and the minor shirk, and all of its kinds. The second part, which is وَأَشْهَدُ أَنَّ مُحَمَّدًا عَبْدُهُ وَرَسُولُهُ, cleanses your heart from al-bid'ah, from the innovations. Why? Because now you have made a testimony that Muhammadun Rasulullah, that the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ is the final messenger and servant of Allah. For the first part cleanses you from a shirk. The second part cleanses your heart from al-bid'ah, from innovations. And the last part, اجعلني من التوابين, make me from among those whose tawbah is accepted. واجعلني من المتطهرين, and make me from among those who are pure. Yani this third part, it cleanses you from al-dhunub, from the sins, major and the minor sins. And this is why, if one, yani whoever establishes and ensures this kind of purification, and such a person, in the end of the hadith, what did the Prophet ﷺ say? He said, the one who makes wudu and says this dhikr, what is the reward? The 8 doors of the paradise are open for him. And Nabi ﷺ, he says in the hadith, shall I inform you of something that wipes away the sins and raises you in levels and ranks in the paradise? He said, perfecting the wudu during times of difficulty. What is meant by this hadith, when it's really cold, wudu is not done properly. Or when someone is in pain, maybe his wudu is not done properly. For Nabi ﷺ mentions in this hadith that one of the deeds that sheds these sayyat away from your life and raises your ranks in the paradise is performing wudu during times of difficulty. In this, the Nabi ﷺ says, there's a hadith, Iqbal ibn Amir radiyallahu anhu. He came to his companions one day and he says to them, I want to tell you a hadith that I heard from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. I heard the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam say, anyone who intentionally or deliberately lies against me, let him prepare a position for himself in the hellfire. That's how serious the hadith is. It's like he's saying, guarantee, 100%, what I heard was authentic and I would hold responsibility if I lie in this hadith. He began the hadith and he said, a person from among my nation, he wakes up at night, he finds it difficult, he struggles, he puts so much effort to get up and make wudu. وَعَلَيْهِ عُقَدْ, and upon him are knots. He's knotted down, he's tied down. When he washes his hands, a knot is untied. When he washes his face, another knot is untied. When he wipes his head, another knot is untied. When he washes his foot, another knot has been untied. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He says to those who are behind the curtain, He says to the angels, look at this servant of mine. Allah Azza wa Jalla is proud with the actions of this servant. He shows his actions off to the angels. And He says, look at this servant of mine. يُعَالِجُ نَفْسَهُ إِلَى الطَّهُورِ. يُعَالِج comes from al-mu'alaja, treatment. If you have a wound and someone is treating it for you with no anesthetic, how difficult that is. This guy that's making wudu, that's the kind of pain he's feeling in his wudu when he gets up from his bed. Look what Allah says. Anything that this servant of mine asks, anything he asks, I am going to grant him his request. And he does it twice. Yani twice, and ulama, they said, Allahu alam, that the first time is anything he asks of worldly affairs, I'll give him. And anything he's going to ask me of hereafter affairs, it is going to be for him as well. This is the reward. He hasn't even prayed it. So he's in a position to ask whatever he wants from Allah, and Allah will give him. Imagine he followed that up with 2 rak'at.